Time to check out the tropics here on Weather Nation. I am meteorologist Chris Bianchi. The general rule of thumb here is mostly we are looking okay. We do have Invest 96L, big complicated word for a tropical wave, which is likely to develop into a tropical storm. More on that here in just a second. Let's take you out to St. Martin, one of the Dutch islands out here in parts of the Lesser Antilles, and we are seeing some rain, some gustier winds, some bands as this tropical wave pushes its way through the eastern Caribbean. And this is a look at it here. This is our little system, and we're starting to see a bit more of that rotation. You can see here, this is kind of looking perhaps a bit more like a tropical system. And I know out there, and perhaps you're watching us here on Weather Nation, you've been hearing a lot about the system the last few days, may have heard perhaps some of the speculation that went around the system that it might be hitting the United States. I'll show you the plots here in just a second, but the real rule of thumb is this isn't even a tropical depression yet. Not even a tropical storm, not a hurricane by any means, and it's not going to be that way for at least the next few days. That's the way it looks, at least right now, as it passes through. These are the Lesser Antilles right here, Puerto Rico right over there, and this is Hispaniola, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, just to give you an idea. And by the way, Miami way up there in the top right. So we are still days away from anything possibly getting close. And the way that the models are looking right now, this is what it is doing with the system. This is not even taking into account the strength of it. But the general trend is this system, a lot of the spaghetti plots, and that's what we call these. These are what a whole bunch of different models are thinking on the system. They're trying to take this thing out to sea. So Bermuda way over here, and then we've got our big ridge of high pressure, and that's going to kind of, I guess, steer this thing to the east of Florida. That's the way we're looking right now. There's a lot of different factors that go into it. I'm not going to get into all of them, but the general rule of thumb, the gist of everything is we are looking at a system that is A, not even a tropical depression yet, B, not even close to being a tropical storm, and C, the trend is we're looking like it's going to steer out to sea. So by no means do we breathe easy. It's still late August. This is the meat and potatoes of tropical storms, of tropical season here in the Atlantic. But just want to reiterate the fact that we are looking at a system that is still at this point disorganized and not even a tropical storm. And if it does become one, the way it's looking right now is it's going to go out to sea. Obviously something to keep an eye on, but let's go out to the Pacific here. We got two systems. This is Karina, 60 miles an hour, still shy of a hurricane. Then this is Hurricane Lowell over here in a Category 1, and you can see that big spin here. In fact, that's a huge eye. And then up here is the desert Southwest, and you might be watching us from Arizona, southeastern California, and you might be seeing a lot of thunderstorm activity. Reason why, it's actually starting to tap in. We got an upper level low here in southwestern California, and that's actually tapping into some of the moisture from Hurricane Lowell. At this point, though, Lowell, no threat to land. It's going to go out to sea and stay away from the U.S.